Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Environmental Quality Commission regular meeting of July 9th, 2020. We're going to call it to order. Okie dokie. It is, somebody have a clock? 6:32. Okay. And we have a roll call. And I'm going to figure this out here. Can't figure everything out. Unmute all so everybody can talk for a moment. Mark?
Here.
Are you here? Okay. Joe? Oh, that's right. Joe called and he's, I should say, he sent me a note. He had another, an appointment he had to attend to. Karen? Yes?
Yes, here.
Yep. Joyce? Oh. How did everybody go back? I unmuted everyone. All right. Joyce is here. I'm here. I'm looking for, nope, we don't have Rob. Yes, we have Rob. Andrew is no, he's doing another meeting. And we don't see our town councilors yet. Okay, let's go on. Pledge of Allegiance. Are we all ready? There we go. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
Of the United States of America,
and
and
to
to the republic
which it stands, one nation, under God,
God, indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty,
liberty and justice for all.
That's always wonderful. Okay.
Councilor Bedrejko has joined the meeting, Patty.
Pardon me.
Councilor Bedrejko has joined the meeting.
Welcome, Gail. All right. So we need a motion to approve the minutes from our meeting in February. Anybody with a motion? Can I have a motion from someone, please?
A motion to approve the minutes from our February meeting.
Okay. Has everybody had a chance? Are there any corrections, additions? I can't.
No, they're all good. I second.
Thank you, Mark. Mark seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Good job. Good, done. I like that. We'll be out of here in no time. Let's see, public participant. We don't have any attendees, but we do have Councilor Bedrejko. Oh, there she is. Let's see, I'm gonna unmute her first. Gail, would you, Councilor Bedrejko, would you care to make any statement?
No, just basically, I'm glad to see that you're starting to meet again. And unfortunately, one of our bigger events, Earth Day and the trash pickup and all the things we had planned for this year weren't able to get realized. But now that you're back meeting regularly, I'm sure you can come up with some other events to keep the community engaged.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. All righty. So I guess we're on to old business for everyone. And we'll talk about Sustainable Connecticut events and activities that we began, which Gail just, Councilor Bedrejko just alluded to, that we had about 4 events already planned and ready to go. And then COVID-19 came and visited us, which either canceled or postponed all our events, but not completely all the events. And when we talk about Earth Day, we'll talk about that separately. Rob, would you be so kind to talk with or get in touch with the woman from Deep and see if we can get something set up maybe for the fall?
Yeah, actually, Diane from the library
Yes.
got in touch with me, actually sent me an email earlier this week and asked if, I believe it's Cheryl, if we would be available sometime in the fall to do something, possibly a Zoom meeting or maybe something in person, depending on where we are. And Cheryl's up for it and I'm up for it. It's just a matter of trying to nail down a time and a date.
Okay, pick a date and let's make it happen.
All right.
All right, thanks. That's really exciting. That's a positive step. Woohoo! Very good. All right, so that is, I put that down below, but we'll do that now. All right, we'll talk about Earth Day in a moment, but Facebook page, we finally took care of some of the getting people on and off. We're still cleaning up some more of that stuff so that it can be easily used. Anybody interested in becoming and working on the page, let's talk about that when we talk about communications later on, because that will be really important. Earth Day, the 50th anniversary, came in the middle of, well, now it's in the beginning part of COVID-19 as COVID-19 continues. It kind of put an end to a lot of our things, but one of them being they closed the schools, and our poster contest was kind of put a halt on. Well, I thought about it and I started looking and I figured out how we did a completely online poster contest. Now, we didn't have the same level of participation. Obviously, it took a while to be able to get that information out to the students to let them know, but the children who did do that got a big kick out of it. Their parents loved it. So it worked out. It's an opportunity that we can be able to use that same format and do something again for any other topic that we may have. Let's see. And then, yes, we're still attempting to still challenge to reduce garbage 1 pound a week. I don't have much news on that for now. So that's all I have for old business. Anything anyone wants to add to any of this? Oh, go ahead, Joyce.
Am I muted?
No, you're not. Go ahead.
I was just thinking for next year, instead of Kid Newington litter free, maybe the theme could be changed to something like how to reduce your litter, or how to reduce the amount you throw out or recycle, instead of poster contest being Keep Newington litter free year after year after year. Maybe we can change the theme a bit.
Yeah, it could probably evolve as everything else has evolved. That would be a great idea. Okay, we'll put that on when we start to put together next year's, which we should be starting late November, early December sometime, is to really put together everything we need to send out. And we'll know at that point what's going to go on, especially in the schools. Because that's...
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's way up in the air because they keep changing it weekly, what's going to happen for schools and the kids. Okay, I'm going to make a note for that. Thanks, Joyce. That's a great suggestion. Okay. I'll be free. Okay, thanks. All right, appreciate it. All righty. Mr. Master of Ceremony, James, will you please forward the... He's good. Everybody thank James because he put this together and I appreciate him. All right, new business. All right. We don't have Andrew here tonight, but we were going to talk about this back in February and in March, and it is we need to determine, well, let's start with Sustainable Connecticut. In order to get certification, there's 2 times a year, one in April and one in August. Well, we missed April, obviously. August is still upcoming, but we don't have, no, most of our work that we were going to do and have done is not available yet. And the next one will be next April 2021 and August 2021. And we need to pick some date that we wish to be working towards. We need to have a date. And the reason why I make this request, or we have to come up with something, is that some of the work and some of the tasks on the big list, you'll need to pull out your stuff from back in February, have to be done within 1 year of when we do it. So if we're doing something now, we can continue to work on it, but we want to make sure that it's going to be kind of finished up in August. So that if we pick next August as our date, which would be 1 year from now, approximately, most of our work that we have put together will count. Now, there's other tasks, yes, that will go back 3 years or go back 5 years if it had been done. But a lot of the current stuff has to be done within 12 months. And yes, and they are generous in saying, well, if it was 13 or if it was, they said that they would be generous in that respect. But they don't, certain things you have to do currently. Okay. So what is everybody's thoughts on this?
Mark has his hand raised, Patty.
Oh, there he is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, sorry, Mark. Go for it. Jesus, I'm figuring it out yet, Mark. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. I think if we aim for next August, because there's a lot of the committees are just like us, really getting back to it. I think if we set a date for next August, I think that'd be more beneficial. Just again, we have to kind of feel out what we are and are not allowed to do or what's feasible. So I think I would say next August would be my idea.
I think that's a well reasoned. Thank you. Anyone else want to chime in on that?
August sounds good to me.
Yeah. Okay. Karen, any thoughts?
I agree. I think that seems reasonable.
All right. So our goal will be that we will submit next August. And we'll go from there. Okay. August 2021. Oh, that's kind of funny, isn't it? Thank you. Yes, Gail, please go.
Patty, again, it's been a while since I've looked at this stuff, but I was under the impression that that you didn't have to submit everything as a final package. You can submit things along the way, and that we actually, as a town, had already accomplished some of the items. So wouldn't you be able to submit something this August or next April that we've already done as a town?
Gail, very good, Councilor Bedrejko. I'll do it that.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yes. When one of the things that the Sustainable Connecticut website, that's where we submit everything. So let's say we had an event. Well, we write it down and we do the paperwork and we upload it and it sits in a bin online for Newington. And then come April 2021, if we don't have sufficient points there, we can ask the team there to then look at it and give us any pointers or things that we have to continue to work on. Or if something that we submitted was not sufficient, what we'd have to do to polish it up. So that would give us the April date as being able to hand in a bunch of items. But as they're done, we upload them. That's how it would work.
Okay.
And we just have to get used to what we have to do with that. And I haven't spoken to Andrew on that of how certain things are, what process we're going to use and chain of command to take items and put them there. So we just need to make sure we have that straight so that we're not duplicating and triplicating each other's work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes. So there's a good chance we'll have some ideas of what we accomplished in sometime in May or June, because it will take them a while to look at it, but that's what they said to do in the past. All righty. Anyone else on those points? Okay. Communications. Rob, why don't you talk about a moment, if you'd be so kind, to kind of give a little focus about, you and I had a nice conversation regarding how we need to move that communications along. And we looked at different items, and obviously we can give a lot of input for this. So the education is, we all know, probably important. So take it away, Rob.
Thank you, Patty. As we all know, education is the key to get people to recycle properly, actually. And my outlets are somewhat limited. I have the town website where I can post news flashes, which I do occasionally. There's some good information that I steal from the EEP, and I put that on our website. But unfortunately, I only have 84 subscribers to the highway sanitation page. So therefore, I am not even reaching, I think, a percent of the 32,000 residents we have in this town. So I don't know if with the help of Facebook and some of you commission members, we can maybe get together and come up with some short things that'll catch people's interest or their eye, because anything too long and people aren't going to read it and they're not going to be interested, as you know. Maybe we can get together with some short quips, maybe some quick facts on what to recycle and why to recycle and how it helps the town, how it helps the environment. More importantly, sometimes I think the town. But maybe, I don't know if anybody is talented in using Publisher. I know I'm not, but we put together a mailer when we started single stream recycling back in 2000 and gosh, I don't even know, 2012 maybe, 2010.
2010, we went to single stream.
That's right. I'm looking at my note right here. You're right, Patty. But we put a great mailer together, but unfortunately the person that worked here that helped me out with it, she's retired. So I don't know if anybody is schooled in Publisher that could help me out, and we can maybe put something together.
Pass the file. I can open it and take care of it.
Yeah, and we can put some current facts in there, and I can maybe get that out, because I think the 12,000 or so residents that we service, that might be the best way. Some people will throw it in the trash, as we know, but some people will take an interest, and maybe it'll be eye-opening to them, and they can recycle properly, because that is the one thing that I think residents really have a control over when it comes to the town budget. Because if we can keep 1,000 tons out of the trash and recycle it, at this point we're still not paying for recycling, so that's a lot of money that goes back to the town, or the town doesn't have to spend on trash. So
do I understand that what is the cost to 1 ton? Is it $94 now?
It's going up to 93, I believe, but yeah, it's in the 90s, low 90s. Yes.
Robert, I think Mark has a question for you.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yes, Mark, please. I'm sorry.
So I'm wondering, like when it comes to Facebook.
Oh, sorry, Mark.
I got it.
Yeah, I'm working on that. Sorry, Mark.
It's okay. So, like, when it comes to communications and Facebook, obviously we can push it through our Newington Facebook pages that we're all kind of associated with.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think it'd be kind of a cool idea to do a couple of cheesy minute videos, post those, maybe have those on NCTV, playing as like that you do your slideshow sometimes.
Oh, yeah. We have videos there all the time. Yeah.
So do something like cheesy, do something with, a couple kids, whether they're cleaning up an area or you're showing somebody, washing out a jar of spaghetti sauce, or doing something with the milk and throwing it in a barrel, or something cheesy like that, people can watch, and kind of learn from.
True. And I think it makes a difference in the fact that when it's fun like that, it's less threatening and easier for people to take. Joyce, your turn.
I think you can hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We have reducing, reusing, recycling. I would like to see more emphasis on reducing and reusing. I think it was on July 7th, I responded to an email from Patty, and I included a fantastic video that was on YouTube about reusing. And it included projects people did, they took old bureaus and or doors or all kinds of projects they had, and they what they call upcycled and reused it and repurposed it. So if we could have a poster contest, why can't we have a upcycling / reusing contest?
Good idea.
I mean, this could be in, I don't know, all the publications, on the web, Rare Reminder, Life magazine, all those. And people would have to show a photo of the before, the during the project, and the finished project, before, during, and after. And we could have, I don't know, $20, $50 gift certificate for the winner. But the focus here would be on upcycling, reusing. I think people get the recycling, the blue bin recycling. I think they get that. Not so much the reducing or the reusing. The reusing, upcycling, I don't think they get it all. But that video that I posted that was on YouTube gave, I think, 7 different projects, and some of the projects these people did, I mean, they were fantastic. But we also have reducing, and we have Buy Nothing Newington.
Yes.
That needs to be promoted more. Buy Nothing Newington is a fantastic website, and that's all about reducing. Things that would normally be thrown out are given to somebody else.
Yeah, I've
So,
used quite a
like I
few
said,
times. It's very good.
I think the recycling part of it, people get. We need to focus more on the reducing and using. And I would love to see a reusing, upcycling contest.
I think it's a great idea. It could be something that would really work, especially in I think it's the 7,000, the 7 point something area of the Connecticut sustainability. I think that would fit something as either an event or one of the items in that area that we should look at and get it pigeonholed. Excellent. There is also, Rob, which will be quasi coming up. I don't have it yet. It's not completed. There has been, and is being gathered together, is a street tree inventory, which would fit in the 2.0 area of Connecticut recycling. So we shall be seeing something on that. I've talked with Mr. DeMeo.
Right. Yep.
And he promised that he would get me the report. And while the report is good, but we need to get some people who are interested in being part of a team to look at trees and that information from a community standpoint. Because while a department did it, we do have to have community people involved. So that's coming up. And now, Mr. Mark, I see your hand up.
So we were talking about maybe doing a contest on the reusing and such.
Uh-huh.
So I have no problem, putting up 250 for gift cards or whatever contest. If you want to come up with categories, that's something that we can do kind of through this whole COVID thing, and kind of make it an online through our Facebook page submission. Come up with categories or age groups or something like that. I'll put up 250 through my business for awards or gift cards or what have you.
Okay. Would Mark and Joyce, would you like to kind of kick it around after the meeting or whenever it's most convenient for you to come up with some ideas and put together maybe a draft for next meeting? Because that sounds kind of fun, and people committed to doing that.
Yeah, I haven't seen many YouTube things, but I think it's a good idea you know, especially talking about the reducing and reusing. All my 5-year-old daughter says is, oh, we have to reuse this. And then she takes all this stuff and she builds like art with it, or, you know, what she considers art. But, you know, she always has to say, you know, we have to reuse this. We can't throw it away. We have to reuse it. So it's kind of, you know, I think that's a good idea to kind of get
Okay.
really focused on that.
I see.
The kids get it. The
Joyce,
kids
just a
get
moment.
it.
Joyce, no, excuse me. Councilor Draco, I'm sorry.
No, I just want to say that, you know, I notified you earlier, Patty, that I do have to leave now. I'm sorry, but I will look forward to the minutes and I will be in attendance at the next one. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Okie dokies.
So really quick, Joyce, are you on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. I'll send you an invite through Facebook and we can chit chat. It's easier for me during the day to be able to do that.
Okay.
Super. I really do appreciate Mark and Joyce. Thank you. That will make get something going that will be actually could be a lot of fun. I have a bunch of stuff that could be reused. Maybe I should drop it off at your house, Mark. So I've been saying, Rob, when you said showing people how to recycle, I've been saving oddball items that I would throw into my blue bin.
Mm-hmm.
And so that we will have real live props to use and not clip art. Like, you know, real live, this does not go in the recycling, this goes in the garbage and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. I know the DEP actually has some videos on things like that too.
Yeah, we
on their
filmed them
website.
on our thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I think what I want to point out, what Mark has pointed out, is we do short sound bites, you might say, even though that might sound negative, but a short, real simple, we take 3 or 4 items and yes, this is good and no, this is not. And therefore it can be short, sweet, and fun, as opposed to, let's say, an hour of listening to stuff. Please, Mark, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you're looking for actors, I know my 5-year-old would love to act.
Oh, she does a good job. Oh, I think we can find some really fun people to help out. And that is what we're supposed to do, is to reach out into the community. So that will be great. We'll put out a call for everybody who'd like to help out. Have them submit some videos. And then we might be able to put them together and go from there.
That could be part of the content. That could be part of the contest. A video under 30 seconds.
There you go. Great ideas. Great. All right. Let's see. We are now in the packet that you had, and James, if you're available and can put up this. Oh, can you make that smaller?
I have a comment.
There you go. There it is. All right. So you have this idea. Just a moment, Joyce. This particular item is a place where, as we are looking at doing either events or things of this nature, but how do we get a theme running on different stuff? Like once a month, we post how much pounds of garbage and recycling. Getting some stuff and putting it on as scheduled so that we can all fill this thing, you know, to be able to gain the attention, the education, and just for people to watch. Without trying too hard, myself and a few other people, inside of 1 year, put 204 posts out on our Keep Newington Litter Free. So, but having some kind of a plan will be a lot helpful. And let me get to Joyce. Go ahead, Joyce.
This is back at the communications and the contest, or whatever type of communication we're going to use for the vacation. People like to watch videos, and the reason is they don't have to read anything. They just sit and watch. No, really, statistically, it's been shown if you have a paragraph or if you have a link, people will click on that link to watch that video before they will read that paragraph, even if the paragraph is on top. So whatever communication or education format we use, videos should be included because people love videos.
I have to agree with Joyce on that. If we can use video, it does make a stand. It's the level of entertainment, or as we'd like to refer to it, edutainment. We're going to educate and entertain, and hopefully that keeps the message going. Thank you, Joyce.
And nobody likes to read anyway.
Well, not some of us. Okay, let's see. Rob, any other ideas that we can can you give us a couple main topics? I mean, recycling is really large. So can you give us something we can start to focus on so that we can start passing some ideas and getting a real look for a full year kind of thing?
Off the top of my head, the only thing that really comes to mind is what you guys already discussed is reusing, the upcycling. That's huge. There used to be the Reconstruction Center in New Britain. I don't believe they moved. I don't know if they closed, but they were a great asset to the town. But that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head to get people to rethink about what they throw out and if things can be reused at this point. But that's all I got right now, Patty. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Karen, please.
Thanks. Hi. I think there's a lot of value with having a theme and a plan so that we can be consistent with our contest, be consistent with our message, the message on the web page, on the NCTV, on the Facebook, and really continue that message. Just like you started and got us started with the reducing the trash, that message has been consistent and you've been measuring it and sharing our success. I think that would be helpful to continue that message. And I like the idea of planning it out so we can at least have a target. Obviously we can adjust it as needed, but I like that idea. Reducing plastic is another idea, very targeted, very specific. I have a lot of great ideas with that.
Thank you. Super. Fantastic. Yes, I think one of the items that we have known is that when you, instead of just talking in platitudes, that we talk with actual hard cold numbers or, and as it relates not to the world in large, but how it relates to here in Newington. Rob, I forget what the number is, but if we're paying $93 a ton to burn the garbage, we spend like $1.2 million or more just
it's
garbage.
Yeah, it's about 8,500 tons of trash and anywhere between 27 and 2,800 tons of recycling. So it's a lot of money to get rid of the trash. Absolutely.
Yeah, because we have to burn the garbage and the recycling. There's still no cost to the town other than the retrieving it from the home.
The collection, yes.
The collection, thank you. The collection cost. Okay. Would you be so kind for next meeting if you could put together a little handout for everyone so they can learn about the budget and how it interacts, their garbage and the recycling?
Oh yeah, sure.
From the current year's budget, that would I think be helpful because I don't. Other than me who crawls through the budget all the time, I think it will give the people here a chance. I think I saw Mark first and then Joyce.
Oh,
Mark?
Okay. Do we do anything with local restaurants to push them to recycle? Because
I've asked them to.
A lot of waste really fast.
No, we don't. I don't interact with them at all, to be honest with you. There is the state law is that everybody has to recycle, whether you're a commercial business or residential business or a residential home. So the state law does apply to them. And the onus is really on the contractor to either contact me or through the receiving facility, which is Mira. Because I honestly don't have the time to go around and talk to all these restaurants to tell them the proper way to recycle. So quite often, if there's an issue, we've had an issue a couple of times at Target where they have not recycled properly. It was brought to my attention. I called the manager over there and she rectified the situation. So unfortunately, it's more reactionary at this point, just because it's a time thing, unfortunately. So to answer your question, Mark, no, I don't do anything with the local restaurants per se.
Do we have any sort of, or can we tie that in to some kind of presentation, and I can hook up with the chamber and I think her name is Tiffany. I can't remember the social media girl.
Tiffany, yes, Tiffany.
And where she can push out to all their membership for recycling, because I'm looking at business also, in town, and really the only one I see is Goldberger Recycling, because they have two different areas for glass and plastic and regular garbage. I don't see any other restaurants. You look at McDonald's or you look at any of these other companies. I just don't see them doing it.
Well, to let you know, Mark, the state law is wherever there is a trash container, there has to be a recycling container. So that's why I kind of rely on the contractors to provide that information or provide the service to these restaurants. And in the center of town, we have those large enclosures. There are recycling and trash dumpsters. Those are those dumpsters. The compactor is the trash, and the other dumpster is recycling, which is picked up every day, and that thing is overflowing. So there are some, I can't say all of them, but there are some businesses in the center that are definitely recycling well.
So maybe I can hook up with Pete and Deanna at the chamber and kind of see if they can push out information also, because maybe that'll help, the bottom line also.
All right, I see both Joyce and Karen. Joyce, you're next.
On the screen where we see the proposed announcements by Highway Sanitation for July 1st through June 30th. I understand the NCTV and the Facebook. What's the town alert?
That's what you get from Rob's office. Town alerts are the other page that shows that we had something about landfill hours. Those are the alerts, correct, Rob?
Yeah, those are the news flashes, correct. Yeah, and go ahead, Joyce.
How does that go out?
That's what when I was talking earlier. We as the department only have 84 subscribers. You actually have to subscribe through the Civic Alert in our town website. You can subscribe as a user, and you can click on any department that you want to get notifications from them, because all departments will send out news flashes, whether it's us, the PD, Parks and Rec. You can actually pick and choose which department you want to be notified by.
And what's the other?
Which other, Joyce?
Where it says, on the right-hand column, it says other town alert, NCTV, and Facebook.
Other is because you never know what we could come up with. Could be town crier, could be the crier if we send out letters to the editor. All kinds of items to fit there. I left it open.
So that could be press releases.
Correct.
Press releases?
Mm-hmm.
Got it? Okay, I'll add another column so we can help us coordinate all our efforts. Karen, Joyce, are you complete? I can let Karen come in now.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, so once we get this contest, the reuse contest up and running, it would go under all those columns, correct?
Yes, it could. Some of it might not, some of it will, it depends. But at that point, let me get to Karen. She had her hand up.
Thanks. I was gonna say the same thing actually that Mark said about the Chamber of Commerce. I think that's a great repository of all of the central spot for all of the businesses, at least those that are members. And certainly there's other organizations such as the Women's Chamber of Commerce as well, the women's group within the Chamber of Commerce. So I think that's a great idea, and I'd certainly be willing to assist, Mark.
And I think another good thing is, because I'm also part of the EDC, the Economic Development. I also think that's another good committee to kind of work with to get that message out. Maybe send it out to all the registered businesses in town if there's a flyer or something like that. You know, get a list from them also.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
wanna,
one.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Just one comment. I mean, I don't get me wrong. The reaching out to the Chamber of Commerce, I think, is fantastic. But we're fortunate. The town does not pay for the commercial garbage. That is just to be clarified. Does not pay for any commercial garbage. We simply pay for what is collected at residential homes and condominiums. We don't have anything to do with apartment complexes, any industrial complexes, or any commercial use garbage. That is strictly paid by the association.
I was hoping more that it would travel home with people if they see it being done easily. It's kind of like monkey see, monkey do.
Gotcha. Great idea.
I do want to point out, as we're coming up with this, guys, we need to fit it into, you can't see it. I'll just wave it underneath there. We need to fit all these things and really look at our CT sustainable, the actions, so that while our thoughts and we have some amazing, great ideas, but how can we mold it to fit this thing so we can pick up a 5-pointer or 10-pointer, or maybe even a 25-pointer of something that we're doing. We get two things with one event. We engage the public, which is important for Connecticut Sustainable. We get some real reactions because reducing and reusing, recycling is the last item before garbage. So we want to go back up to the top. Don't bring it home to begin with, or however you want to put it. I mean, I think that's all good, but how do we work it so that it fits into this grid of things so we can pull off come, let's say, March, and actually have some finished projects in there. Now, I do have to mention that I forgot to do this, so hang on a second. I'm so busy taking notes. You guys had really great stuff. I'm gonna have to watch it several times to get all the good stuff here. I want
is that something that Andrew does? And as you talked about that really quick, to see what fits into what?
Well, yeah, he and I will be working on this because there's a lot of things on that thing that we have to do to get to just 200 points. And doing a great item and it gets us 5 takes a lot of 5-pointers to get there. But I do want to just take a moment, because one of the items that we actually can say we completed, though it only counts for one of us, is we've educated 3 people in the community, myself, Joyce, and Karen. I want to thank them for attending the Sustainable Connecticut program that was held. It was held over 3 weeks, talking about belonging, equity, diversity, and inclusion. And we went, I'm going to have Joyce and Karen give a little something about it. Go ahead, Karen.
So the training was the best I have ever been part of. I've been part of equity trainings over the past couple of years, a variety of different equity trainings in my full-time day job at MetLife, and it was the best. It was wonderful to be part of it. I believe the July program is full, and they're trying to get another one for August or September. In the past, they've only done in person because it is so powerful, and they've been able to transition, like all of us, onto Zoom, and it was very impactful, very powerful. And I am committed to doing what I can to assist with the equity toolkit, and certainly understanding more about how I I myself personally, it all starts with an individual, right? And us reflecting on ourselves first. That I think is the bottom line from the training is knowing yourself first, recognizing, learning, educating yourself about everything, microaggressions, things you say naturally that are really offensive, that you may not even recognize. So just basic things to understand. And then after that, then figuring out how can we reach out the community, to every single part of the community so that it is equitable and that we are hearing everybody's voice from all categories.
Excellent. Joyce, you
Sorry,
want to
Patty,
add
I was just on closing off the other meeting. Were we in commissioner comments?
Thank you, James.
No, I was just asking, what slide are you into? Commissioner comments?
No, we haven't even gone to public participation. We're still discussing ideas about communications and so forth.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss something.
And don't worry, I'll ding you if I need you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Joyce, why don't you give some of your thoughts on it?
I think what I learned is whatever projects we do, we have to be aware of the various cultures in town and how they can participate. Will it affect them positively or negatively? And we have to be aware of that. Just like with the homeschooling, some kids don't have access to Wi-Fi or laptops. So it's some of those economics issues we on the council have to be aware of.
Absolutely. I'm going to ring with what Karen had said and with Joyce. It was a very powerful seminar and talked about some very deep issues, which I think are important. And a couple times, I don't think there was a dry eye in the room because it did catch us all, interestingly enough, from extremely wide variety of places where we all came from differently, but could all share a common thing. It would be nice if everybody has an opportunity to take the, well, Karen, you said it was full, so seeing that maybe the one that comes up in September and October, there's no way you can't learn from it. It was tremendous. I think they did a good job. In fact, today I had done a little bit of extra and pulled down the equity workbook and a couple other items that, because the equity deal is 9.1, and we have to do that in order to get our, and after kind of letting it settle and coming through with a couple ideas, I'm going to put a couple notes and see what you guys who've attended this and the booklet, and let's take a look at what we can work towards getting to all. I know that's a tough word, but as many of the sectors that live in our community here in Newington, because we have to do something, and it's not very hard actually when you sit back and realize, oh, okay, we'll find it. I think the gentleman who taught the class said, we'll go where they go. Okay, and we'll find out what it is, and we'll go from there. I think it will be kind of an interesting journey that we can all take. All righty, let's see. We have nobody in the webinar room. Okay, that's fine. So public participation is kind of not there. And thank you, James, for commissioner comments. So what do you think about today? I want to kind of, before we just get to the comments, as to kind of lead in, I would like you to please take your announcement schedule and start making some notes on this. In 2 weeks, if you can start sending the notes to me, I'll assemble them in a document, and we'll send them all back out so everybody can continue to wordsmith. It will be an editable thing, so we can work from there. And also, Rob, if you would look through the slides that I sent on a separate page that had like the 6 slides.
Oh yeah, the ones that are ancient.
Yeah, well, they're not ancient. They're actually, one, I need somebody to read it and make sure that it actually pertains. And two, how can we break
Yep.
them up to have less words and a
Yep.
little more fun?
Yeah, no, I reviewed them last year, so it is accurate, but I'll go through it again.
Let's just try to make it fun. Because I think there's too many words on a page.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay, if you
Yep.
can do that so that we can say that by next meeting, those slides will be on their way to being fixed. Rob, you're going to send me the whatever that file was that you had that
Oh, the publisher, yes.
the
Yep.
publisher
I'm
file.
out.
We can take a look at that, and we can find out, because I have all that software here in the house.
Okay. Yep. It's very old information, so we'll have to update it, but I don't know how to move things around and everything. And if somebody knows how to do that.
If you get all the data, assembling the thing is the easiest part of the deal.
Okay.
It's really getting the content. And I think Mark
Yep.
pointed out, getting a great little bite.
Mm-hmm.
And his daughter is adorable, trust me. And she is like a champion.
Well, they're both going to that Environmental Science Academy next year.
Oh, they are. Congratulations. Okay, so let's, I know we really haven't had a thing, so we're going to go around the room, I guess. Ha-ha. And Joyce, why don't you start off? Any comments about today and where we're going to go? Any thoughts and insights?
Really excited about this upcycling and reduce, reuse. I think that's an aspect of recycling that's, I don't know if it's purposely ignored, or people just don't understand it. But I think it sounds like the little kids are learning about it. And, between the kids learning and the contest, this is going to be fantastic.
Okay. Okay. Karen?
I just wanted to add that, as I mentioned, I'd certainly like to assist you or assist all of us with working on the equity toolkit. So if you want to maybe offline, let me know any specifics I can work on. I'd like to help.
Fantastic. Excellent. Yeah, it's a very important message to this entire sustainability point of view in life here. And I think it will make a big difference on how successful we can be in all our endeavors going forward, because we can really be able to reach out.
Yeah, and I think there's a large part, I live in a condo complex, so I also want to add that, as Rob mentioned, that's not part of the budget necessarily, that's part of my condo fee. However, it impacts the town. I still am a member of the town, and I use the services in the center of town and in my church, so forth. So I think it's important to engage the community in apartments and condos in addition to homes.
Excellent. Mark, how about rounding up the commissioners here?
Just kind of more the same, doing the contest. If it comes to where we need stuff printed, I know we don't have really a budget or where that would fall into. Like I have no problem putting up, money or services through my company to print information or to, put up prizes, awards, or anything like that. We're part of the community as well. So
Excellent.
I have no issue.
I appreciate your generosity, but I am going to point out to you that Sustainable Connecticut has matching money for us. So if we have to raise a few $100s, they'll match the other few hundred.
Okay, well.
And we can go to the well as often as we'd like. So it might be just an opportunity to raise the money and to be able to do things of that nature. So just to keep that in mind.
Okay.
And excellent, because having our business community be as aware, me being also a business owner here in town, it makes a real difference how businesses behave and do on every day, just not in our personal lives. Yep. Rob, any other thoughts from you? Because you're an integral part of who we are.
No, to be honest with you, I'm pretty excited about this this upcycling contest that you guys has come up with. I think it's it's a great idea. I mean, I've done some of it myself. I've made some small furniture and some tables and stuff out of doors and whatnot. So it's fun to do. And I don't think that we are the only people that do these things. I think there's a lot of people out there in this community that do it. And I think that might be something that really hits home with a lot of people. I think that's a great idea.
Excellent, excellent. Well, let's see. Of course, I don't have my calendar in front of me to remind everybody when the next meeting is. Ron, do you have a calendar?
Let me find my paperwork 1 second.
It's the second Thursday of August.
Yep, it will be August 13th.
Okay. And as far as we know, we're going to be meeting such as probably using this platform again. How do everyone feel? Did it work out okay?
Yeah, this was pretty good.
Okay. Well, we have a small enough group. I think we shared really quite well. All right. So we will do this again. And we'll go from there. All right. So if I remember correctly, Joyce and Mark, you're going to start getting the contest.
Yeah, I sent Joyce a friend request.
Super.
Okay. Also, obviously, if Karen wants to kind of join in, she was talking about how she kind of wants to get involved also. Just to throw around some ideas. I think that'd be great. We can always do stuff offline through, a Facebook chat group, just to keep it informal.
That would be absolutely fine, because we do need to have like a couple of work sessions and not just a meeting such as this. But I think this meeting now, I do want to tell you, when this meeting is finished, while it will be out on the, it's live out now to, I apologize, to YouTube. NCTV will be taking a copy and we'll start playing this. I will tell you when the dates are, and we can make some links to the meeting so people can do it. If you would, when we do Facebook posts, I do want to remind everybody, if you put the post on Keep Newington Litter Free, you can share from there to every place else, so we can actually follow how someone interacts. If you post it directly to somebody else's, it's very hard to find out if we've gotten any information, because we don't necessarily will get the feedback that is automatically linked together. So post it to Keep Newington Litter Free, and then share it off to wherever places. Anytime that you see a post, it's best if you can go over there and hit the like button. Yay. Make a comment. I don't care if the comment is, I agree. By doing that kind of item, it starts raising our opportunity to go from not much to quite a few. I did it with NCTV, who was, not doing much, and all of a sudden it's grown, and people now are looking for that information. So same thing, we'll do that. Okay. Anything more? Then we have a motion to close the meeting for tonight.
Motion to close.
Second.
Okay, Mark and Joyce, I want to wish everybody a great summer as we go through, and we'll see you in August. New town hall will be opening shortly, though it won't be open to the public. NCTV will be moving there, but that won't interfere, hopefully not interfere with anything that we want to do and anything we want to put on NCTV. So just let me know if that's available. I'll let you know the formats and so forth, and we'll be wild. We'll be good. And I want to thank you all. I really appreciate it. This was a tremendous meeting. Thank you. And we're done, James.